Good morning, YouTube. It's Robovsky, Rub, however you want to call me, and this is Gratuitous Tank Battles. So, what's this? It's tower defense. It has unit design, which is nice and crunchy, I gotta say. And it's got a nice full set of options for however you want. I can reset the tutorial, but I'm not going to do that. I've played this for a fair bit, so this is actually not a game I'm discovering or like, what the hell is this? This is a game that I have been playing for about a week. So, not for long periods of time, but for about a week. Let's start out with some unit design, since that's a nice crunchy bit of the game, and I quite like it. So, it'll start out with just any old unit, but let's build something to look at. Let's see here. I'm going to make something I'm going to actually use. So let's see here. I'm going to make a small. No, I want to make a medium dual ballistic turret. Okay. So now I could fit missiles in here, even though it's a ballistic turret, but I'm gonna go with the ballistic because of the artwork here. See, it's customized here. We can make it look different, right? And I can change the colors to suit me and what I want, you know. And changing the whole means changing effectively the design, but right. So we have armor plating we can fit. Now, components cost more than others, like this one costs 99.2, this one costs 89.6. That gets important because you have supplies, and you spend supplies to deploy units. So, you use turrets defensively and vehicles offensively, and that's another interesting about this tower defense game is that you can play offensively. So, I'm building a ballistic turret for the purposes of building a ballistic turret, so I'm going to put a ballistic weapon on it. Now, I have light cannon, I have heavy cannon. I could also fit lasers if I wanted. I also have machine guns. I got flamers here. Heavy pulse laser. But I'm going to fit it with heavy cannon. And then I'm going to give it a reload mechanism. Now, again, I have a rapid, an autoloader, a semi-autoloader, and a manual loading system. Manual loading system is slower than standard. I have to put a loading system in. The basic cost of the loading system is 40, 49.6, 56, and 73.6. Now this one gives me an extra quarter speed on loading. And loading is important because, as you can see down here in the statistics, ammunition 30, ammo resupply time 4,000. So if I fit this, this brings it down to, well, it should bring it down. Normally it shows. The fire interval, okay, that's been reduced. So instead of 1,500, it's 1,200. Now, instead of that, I can fit a cheaper one, right? And it's up to you how you feel about this. In the end, you need to put these out, and you need to get them out. And the longer it takes to get them out, the more likely that you're going to have things sitting out there. But at the same time, having some strong core units is useful too. You're going to mix this stuff up. And then there's the adaptive AI, which I haven't even gotten into yet. These are our targeting systems, and again we have rangefinder, that's not very accurate. We have computerized targeting, which is normally accurate, and we have AI target acquisition, which is 120% accurate. I'm going to give it standard accuracy. Actually, because it's heavy cannons, I'm going to give it better accuracy. Yeah. And I can fit either a shield, or I can fit armor, because I only have one spot for that. Now, if I had two, I could mix it up. Or I could just double up. and I find that the cost and difference between armor is fairly negligible compared to the benefit. So I'd rather the thing actually kept together for longer. These are the abilities. You don't have to play an augmentation, but it's usually a good thing to do so. This one, for example, will increase our range by 20%, which could be handy. As you can see here, the maximum range is 800. This one reduces minimum range by 20%. The minimum range on this is 50, so that's not a big deal. This one increases our armor coverage by 10%, so instead of 561, we'd have an extra 56 points of armor, basically. We have high quality engineering. I haven't unlocked high quality engineering 2 yet. You unlock these as you play. You get one automatic unlock with every fight. You will get 2. You get to basically choose from 2, plus 1 standard one if you win. Now, here we have high quality engineering. That gives us an extra 5% hit points, which in this case would be an extra 35. So it'd actually be better to play the armor than the hit points. And this one is extra damage. This one gives it extra damage against shields, extra explosive force. That's both versus internal. This one's more accurate. This one gives it a higher rate of fire. This one gives it more ammunition. This one makes it more effective against armor. Now, cannons are effective against shields normally, and less effective against armor, and not very effective against infantry because these are big heavy cannons. So I can either maximize its own attribute, like I can make it more effective against shields even more so, like so. See, now it's 140%. The accuracy is up because I gave it an accuracy boost. And it will do considerable damage to shields when it hits them. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to rename this. Instead of 88mm cannon, I'm going to call it the Dual Shield Buster. Okay. And heavily armored, good against shields, that's still true, actually. So I'm just going to go with that. And save it, and there we go. It's now an existing design in the system. So, battles. Now, I haven't picked up the expansion pack yet. That says here. I'm still playing the basic campaign, and as you can see, there are various fights. There's also custom maps you can get into. You can make your own custom maps. You can edit the ones that are on here. I can choose to attack or defend in almost every circumstance except for this very first one, which is kind of like the tutorial. I'm going to take you through the second mission here, and I am going to defend. And I'm not limited in the same way that I can decide to limit the AI. I can play against an adaptive AI, which will select all the units from my creations and the ones that are in here. I can choose scripted, which means it'll set out a set order of units that are already set for that map. Or I can play against the adaptive AI, selecting from units included in that map. That's from this list, but the AI just chooses based on what I put out. So if I want a challenge, I can choose this one because it's going to pick my own units against me. This ought to be fun. So you're kind of in a race against yourself in that case. Now, this here is our battalions, right? And I've arranged these in a way so that I can access types, but it can also have the entire thing out here. It's just that, it gets a bit big. This here allows us to modify that. Now, we just designed a turret, so we need to drop it in here. And I have, I think, some old turret I don't want anymore, but it is kind of cheap, but I'm going to get rid of that one. And there we go. I didn't have to get rid of that one. I just could left it in there. It's just I want readily accessible units. And you can mix and match units. If there's like a batch of go-to units that you want to have, or like some elite units, go for it. And these are strikes I can call in, which costs me supplies. As you can see, this one takes 15 seconds to deploy, but it lasts 15 seconds. And does damage 18 by 165. This one here is 15 by 100, costs 220, and takes 10 seconds to come out, but lasts 11. And then my other strike... Do I have a third strike, or do I just have the 2? I just have the 2. That's right. Okay. I don't tend to use my strikes much. I'd rather spend the resources on defenses. So, I'm going to lay out some units now. I have to start. I have 3,000 supplies, and I'm defending. So I move first, as it were, as the player. I'm going to put out my long-range missile turret right here. Now you can see their range of fire arcs, right? So anything in the outer circle is because of my enhanced range modification. Anything in this regular circle in the middle is the normal range, and anything in that inner circle I can't shoot at because it's inside minimum range. So if I drop it here, I can easily shoot up things here, and I can shoot up things here, and I can shoot up things over here, but I can't shoot things adjacent to the turret. So it's nice to drop these like in these inland spots here, but I don't really want to be fighting back there. I want to be fighting up here because I don't want them to get back there. So right now I'm spending my turret money here. And let's see, this is another long-range turret I have. I'm going to drop that one here. Okay. Now the turret we just made, let's see here, where are you? There it is. Nope. I did put it in here, right? No, I put some other turret in there. Okay. There it is. Dual shield buster. Okay. Now we see the dual shield buster. I'm going to set the dual shield buster right here. And let's see here. I want smart lasers back here. And I want my triple beamer right there. And let's see, I still have 595 supplies. I could fit... Let's see, I want something kind of up front that's a bit disposable. It's going to take some hits. I do have this machine gun. I like to deploy machine guns once I see the infantry come out, though. That's right, I can play some infantry. Let's set some recruits right here as a tasty target for them. Okay. I've started the battle. As you can see, it's deployed some units into play. It's gone with a Nat Recon mech and a Dunkirk support vehicle. Okay. And the turrets will automatically engage. I can choose to designate targets like that. As you can see, my defenses are working away. And because they've deployed some infantry, surprise, I'm going to put out this machine gun turret. This here, if they reach that, that's a supply drop. And that gives them a supply truck, which is worth a lot of victory points. The whole point is to achieve a certain number of victory points by marching units off the exit. If I can prevent him from reaching 700, I win. As you can see, this brown area is the armor of the unit, the green is the internal structure, blue here is shields. This one doesn't have any armor, it has shielding. Well, this unit has shield and armor. That's a command truck. That's one of my little zappers. That's a cheap vehicle. Has a laser cannon built into it. That's sniper riflemen. They have really long range, which strikes me as a good idea, actually. Now, defensively, infantry don't move. They just sit in their little bunkers. And machine guns do eat them up. So it's kind of good to keep them in a bit back. My snipers have really long range. This is recruit infantry. They have a lot shorter range. This is some machine gun infantry. They have the shortest range, but they are the best against infantry. This is my laser carbine troops. They can be kind of good general purpose. And that's a veteran laser unit. They have heavy beam rifles. So you can see this turret's been wasted. I can easily throw out an R turret though. And this time I'm going to put out a flamethrower with heavy armor. And this one's gotten, yeah, my dual shield buster's been wiped out. But because the computer thinks I'm doing like shields, you're not going to allow it to have shields. It's been throwing a lot of vehicles at me. So I'm going to throw a nice heavy anti-armor unit out there. Let's show you a strike. Okay. In 10 seconds, this strike will come down. And basically it's an area effect artillery barrage. So that's that. Let's put out another one of these shield busters back here. In fact, I want to make sure that thing doesn't get out of here. These are specials. I have a repair yard, command unit, field hospital. Those don't actually shoot at anything. They are enhancers or repair units. They work in conjunction with other units. That's a missile vehicle I made for myself, a lobber. It's being used against me. As you can see, my infantry have been cleaned out of here by probably some machine gun vehicle. In fact, I bet it's that one. Yeah, it's a machine gun car, a little cheap machine gun car I made. Oh, annoying. They're getting through. I don't like that. Cheap turrets go out quickly. These little lightweight ones. That's my little baby lobber. Lob organ. It's a little tiny missile turret. And that is a laser cannon. Crap, they're getting through. Oh, did I blow it up at the last instant? No, it got through. Right. Now, backline defenses are all well and good, but I need to keep them out of there. I see that they're sending some infantry through. We should purposely kill them. And it is worthwhile for me to do so because I will get resources for killing them. Now, where's a good place to drop? There. Get a couple bites of that apple. I should make a long-range machine gun. was it? More sniper riflemen. A little cheap flame turret should do as well. There we go. Toasty. Now, you want to watch infantry units that are dying, because when they do die, they drop a small supply drop for you when you're playing defensively. There we go. 250 supplies. Just setting some cheap recruit riflemen there. And these snipers can be back here. They will engage targets as they come up. As you can see, my forward turrets are getting demolished. Big heavy turrets take a long time to deploy. Medium turrets take a little longer. Large turrets take the longest. The lightest ones take the least amount of time, and infantry are immediately deployed. Let's say like this one, right? Now, eventually the attackers will run out of supplies, and that's when the defense battle ends. It's also when the attack battle ends, so you can ramp up your score until they run out of supplies. Never actually did a strike on infantry before. This should be interesting. Oh yes, they had a very bad day. Now, those tags don't last forever. You kind of need to scoop them up when they become available. Looks like the enemies run out of supplies, because I doubt this is how they wanted to finish off. And I think my defenses will do to finish everything off. If there's something that's out of range, I can always deconstruct it to get back part of my supply expenditure. Like that, that's out of range now. So I want to recover that turret, deconstruct. I can't deconstruct infantry. They are fixed until they die. There we go, and we win. We can get various stats, see how our various weapons performed. As you can see, the machine gun did a lot of hull damage, as did the smart laser cannon, but the long fire medium missile turret really was the star of the show. And I get to choose. Let's see, I want armor penetration 1 or weapon accuracy 2. I will take weapon accuracy 2, thank you. Right, so that was a defense campaign. I'm going to now show you an attack campaign. I will take you through this map here. Right. And again, We can let it have any units, or I can let it have scenario units. I'm not limited by this choice. Only the AI is. Now, starting out with an attack, I have 800 points to start. The battle doesn't start until I tell it to start. There's a start button right there. I could start right now without spending anything. As you can see, they put out some equipment there, and they have some infantry in here. Right, so if I wanted to be a jerk, and I do, I'm going to put an MG cars through here on the lower track. See, and now it's responding. It's building units here in the lower track, but there's a supply drop here in the upper track. So I'm going to want that. Let's send a little fast things through for that. That's a command center that increases the rate of fire of nearby turrets. Again, you can direct your units to fire on specific targets. And now it's gone, oh, I don't need this turret back here. This is not what I need. It's a flamethrower. He's not sending any infantry this way. Or am I? I like to mix it up. See, now it's gone and rebuilt the flamethrower turret. And there's another supply truck. Excellent. As you can see, I'm already getting units through. 225 points have been built. I need 4,000 in total, though. So that little bit's not going to be enough, but it's a start. The supply trucks are the real value, right? One of those through is 1,500 victory points. You're like, what's the difference between these two? Well, you can actually see differences in the unit construction and cost. I've kept both because sometimes I want a cheaper option. And you can't just spam 20 of something. As you can see, now I can't put any more of these lightweight vehicles out for a while. And also, you can see I don't have any strikes when I'm playing defensive as an offense. You can zoom in like this if you want to get a nice up and close. You can pause by doing that. Speed's adjustable. I can slow it down, speed it up. This puts away the bar below. As you can see, I have one, but now I'm just building up extra points. Now, I'll hear a siren when supplies run out. That means I won't get any more supplies at that point. What I have is what I have. And no, I can't deconstruct units like I could defensively. There's the siren. I have 3,036, and that's all I'm going to have. Now I've spent all my points, that's it. I put through these little cheap ones up here just because I didn't want them to like deconstruct everything down up here and then rebuild it down here. So, as you can see, things have different speeds. As it is, this elephant heavy tank has mobility enhancement, but it has a minimum engine. I do not score points for causing damage to enemy targets. I only score points by moving units off the board. So it is not so much my objective to destroy the enemy as it is to get past the enemy. You can see he's already tearing down units. Things he doesn't think he needs anymore. Putting up some things he does need. And as you can see, he's focusing on my supply trucks, and that's not unreasonable. They are the biggest victory point items sitting here. And also, as you can see, just because I've destroyed the enemy infantry unit doesn't mean I can pick up a supply item off of them when I'm attacking. That's only a defense item. Oh, that's kind of grisly in there. I think that guy's still alive. Machine gun commando. Okay. See, this one's like out of range, so it's tearing that one down. At this point, we're just playing for extra points, though. It is really piling it onto the supply trucks. But that one got through. You can see now we're at 6,060. That one's going to get through too. 7,670. And my last mech's going to get through because I doubt they can do enough to do that. And there we go, 7,780. Statistics. Again. Total damage was best done by the standard Jaguar assault mech as opposed to the extra one. Continue. And I get a choice of win. So let's see here. I want shrapnel or engine management. I'm going to take engine management so I can make extra fast things later. Right, so that's that. If I wanted to edit one of these, just click the edit button here. And it's a tile-based editing system. Like, you know, if I want to take something out, put something in. I don't really want to edit any of the campaign maps at the moment. And you can play online. You can play against other people. As you can see. So, that's Gratuitous Tank Battles. It's very gratuitous. I find it very enjoyable and crunchy. There is a manual right here if you need more. Well, no. Once I clicked on the manual button, it actually closed the game and opened the manual, but Fraps really didn't like that. So, hello again. The manual takes you through in 23 pages, basically the various points of the game. It also is full of lots of color, describing how, like, you know, essentially it sets the stage. It's essentially World War I never ended, so it's still the Brits versus the Huns, even though it's, like, well into the future. Units, technologies have various timescales, and that can be played via map. Like, you can only have access to 1914 equipment, or you can have access to your 1970 equipment, that kind of stuff. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. Hope you have a great day, folks. Goodbye.